I think we will sign Ebrett Eze. I want us to sign Eze. I think we need him. I think he gives us something we haven't got. Yes, people, welcome back to my channel. Romario Webster here, and today we're going to do Arsenal's Dream 11 for the 25-26 season. But before we get into the video, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and just support the channel. So essentially, this is my Dream 11 for the 25-26 season. This is the team I'd actually like to see starting away at Old Trafford on that Super Sunday, our first game of the season, giving Ruben Amorim's Man United a whooping at OT. But this is my 11. But yeah, this is how I'd like to see Mikel Arteta's team line up. We'll start from defence, we'll go forward. Obviously, David Raya in goal, Jurrien Timber at right back, William Saliba and Gabriel at centre back, and Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. Now, David Raya speaks for itself. We've obviously signed Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea, who will just deputise for David Raya. David Raya's a top keeper, won the Golden Glove last year. I believe he was tied with Matt Sells from Nottingham Forest. He's solid. Now, right back. This time last year, I would have had Ben White starting at right back. However, Jurrien Timber last season was solid. What a player. I've actually met Jurrien Timber before. Great guy. Very nice, very humble, but the way he plays is completely different to his character. He's solid, bites into challenges. One of my favourite bits from last season was Timber, was when Enzo Maresca started saying something to him on the sideline, and Timber just said to him, try harder, try harder. Probably saying to him, try harder to get in my head, and it didn't work. But Jurrien Timber right back. William Saliba and Gabriel. Now, William Saliba speaks for himself. He's not yet become the best centre-back in the Premier League. For me, Virgil van Dijk is the reason for that. And his partner, Gabriel, is sort of the reason for that. Gabriel, before he got that hamstring injury, just before we were getting into the latter stages of the Champions League, he was immense. He was scoring goals from corners. Every time Saka picked up that ball, or Declan Rice on the corners, you knew something was happening. Gabriel was phenomenal last season, and Gabriel and Saliba have formed a formidable centre-back partnership. For me, it is the best centre-back partnership in the league. I know some people, mainly Liverpool fans, will say Virgil van Dijk and Konate is better. I think Van Dijk's better than Saliba and Gabriel, but I just think them two as a pairing is, you're not really going to get better in the Premier League. You struggle to get better in Europe, I've said previously. I think only PSG's Marquinhos and William Pacho can really rival them. Saliba and Gabriel start at centre-back for me. And Miles Lewis-Skelly, the boy, the wonder kid, 18 years old, England international. He has to start at left-back for me. I love Ricardo Calafiori. I think he's a great player, a top player. And I think eventually Calafiori may replace Gabriel in that centre-back when Gabriel sort of gets on. Will he ever get on? Who knows? I hope not. But yeah, I would start Miles Lewis-Skelly at left-back, mainly because I believe he's earned the place. I believe he's earned the right to start. I know Ricardo Calafiori was a bit of a big name signing for us off the back of his successful Euro 2024 campaign with Italy, but for me, Miles Lewis-Skelly's quality, we trust him, Mikel Arteta trusts him, his teammates trust him, which is the most important, and yeah, that would be my defence. Moving into midfield, Zubimendi has to start in the 6, that's what we signed him for, and that's the sort of signing that you like, a signing that he just comes straight into the side, you don't have to question it. We also saw Martin Zubimendi's impressive performance against England in the Euro 2024 final for Spain. He was instrumental. Rodri, Man City's Rodri, actually came off injured at half-time, and everyone thought, yeah, England have got a better chance now. Rodri's off the pitch, and Zubimendi said, nah, I'm as good as Rodri. Maybe not as good yet, but he can do the same role, and I think he can become as good as Rodri. I think Zubimendi, many people don't realise how good he is defensively, and I think that's the thing that will shock people who watch the Premier League the most, is how good he is defensively. Because he's Spanish and he's known for that sort of passing game, people assume he's probably quite lightweight. He's a tough boy. He's a tough boy, and I think Zubimendi will shine at Arsenal. He'd be my starting 6, and I'd have just in front of him Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice. I mean, Declan Rice, I think, I love him. I love Declan Rice. What a player, what a boy. I've met him a few times, been lucky to, and he's just so cool, man. What a nice guy, but even better player. What a player Declan Rice is. We saw last season those 2 free kicks against Real Madrid. For me, in an ideal world, Declan Rice is probably the captain. It doesn't really matter these days because he's still a leader on the pitch, but yeah, Declan Rice is just that guy. But our actual captain, Martin Odegaard, I love as well. I think he was unlucky last season. I actually think he came back from injury early, which I respect. I really respect Martin Odegaard. I think he's a top player, very creative, and I think sometimes he lacks from having quality in front of him. I think sometimes he might hold on to the ball a bit too long. We saw last season because he doesn't really trust who's in front of him. Martinelli didn't have the greatest of seasons. Bukayo Saka was missing for most of it. But Martin Odegaard has to start. It's not a question for me. And the front three that I named will sort of suggest why Martin Odegaard starts. I've seen some people suggest he shouldn't, and I think it's for this man. My starting three would be Eberechi Eze, Victor Gyökeres, and Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka's our star man. When Martin Odegaard got injured last season, I actually had a discussion with a lot of my boys, and they were saying that, you know, now that Odegaard's injured, we'll suffer. But I said to them, because we've still got Saka, I don't worry. And having Bukayo Saka was enough. Bukayo Saka was still putting up numbers even when Martin Odegaard was at the side. Bukayo Saka is our talisman. He's the guy who gets the goals, who gets the assists. He's our game changer. What a player Bukayo Saka is, and I think he's only just going to get better. Bukayo Saka, what a player. Yeah, that's all I can say. There's nothing more. This is the exciting bit. This is the sexy bit. Victor Gyökeres, he has to start up front for me. If we do not have Victor Gyökeres through the door when we go to Old Trafford, if I don't see that at OT, it's down to the club. I'm telling you, because he will deliver. Get Victor Gyökeres in the door, and he's our starting 9. I know Kai Havertz normally would start up front for us, especially in a game like this away at a big rival. But for me, if we sign Victor Gyökeres, I don't want to see him being bedded in. I don't want to see him coming off the bench for 10, 20 minutes, giving him a little chance. Chuck him in. Chuck him in the deep end. Put him up front. Let's see what he can do. If Victor Gyökeres starts up front at Old Trafford, he scores. It's just written. Former manager, big rival. Man United wanted him. Couldn't get him because he wants to join the Arsenal. And all we see is the mask. I can just see it now. Please, Mikel. Please, deliver. Now, on the left wing, Eberechi Eze starts. Now, this is a bit cheeky from me, to be honest. And this is obviously my dream. Do I think this will happen? Maybe not. But I think we will sign Eberechi Eze. I want us to sign Eze. I think we need him. I think he gives us something we haven't got. And I'd start him in a game like this. I think we'd still have Martinelli as an option. Hopefully, Rodrigo. That's sort of why I've said Eze, because I don't believe we'll have Rodrigo at the club by our first game of the season. Real Madrid have just been knocked out of the Club World Cup. Rodrigo will probably have a holiday, probably be off for 3 weeks. And I just think if we did sign him, he wouldn't be fit to start anyway. So yeah, I'd start Eberechi Eze. I think Eze is a quality player. I think in a game like that, away from home, he'd help us keep the ball. He's very good on the ball as well. He'd create something out of nothing. Yeah, I'd want Eberechi Eze starting on the left flank. That's my dream starting 11. I'll just go for it. David Raya, Jurrien Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Victor Gyökeres, and Eberechi Eze. There's a lot of time left in the window, so who knows what's going to happen. But yeah, that's it from me. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to at least 500 subscribers by August, so please, any subscribes do help. Let me know also, sorry, in the comments below your Arsenal starting 11s. Keep watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace!